Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kenney C, and I'd like to thank you for allowing me to come speak at your local education club. I am a member of this community. I was born and raised a few miles from here, from where we are actually. So in other words, I really feel at home. And once again, thank you for allowing me to come to speak. The purpose of me being here is to address three key issues happening in our local schools and down the street actually at MLK High School. Those issues are of great importance, and I think if we don't address them now, they can have severe consequences in the future. The three issues that I want to talk about is cyberbullying, athletes with low academic performance, and class sizes. Now, one question that parents never really take the time to ask is, what is cyberbullying? Maybe we all have heard of the term, but have never tried to define what is cyberbullying. So in other words, cyberbullying is the use of electronic communication, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media outlets that we all use. Our state right here in Florida is currently ranked among the top 10 states in cyberbullying. Our school district right here in Hollywood is also in the top 5 in the nation's school district with cyberbullying. So this issue is becoming more and more dangerous for our community, and it needs to be targeted early on so not to have a problem in the near future for our kids that are growing up in this community. So I have a proposition to address this issue. I propose that all schools in the state of Florida integrate what is called a youth empowerment class. I want to make this class a prerequisite for students from grades 3 to grade 12. Students in elementary school will be required to take that class also to get promotion to go to middle school. And also students in middle school will also be required to take that class at least once between 6th grade and 8th grade so they can also go to high school. And also once they're in high school, they have to take that class also as a prerequisite in order for them to graduate. So this course will be taught by counselors and psychologists. The American Psychological Association in their monthly article explained that students have to be taught proper behavior. The APS provided tips on how to address this crisis that is called cyberbullying. Teach kids fun, simple ways to resolve their own conflicts, and help students practice positive social and emotional skills. So one of the best ways to end cyberbullying, one of the best ways to prevent kids in resulting into cyberbullying is to teach them proper behavior. And the second issue I want to address is low academic performance from student athletes. Me, myself, I was a soccer player when I was in high school. And I'm sure many of you guys played sports when you were in high school as well. Well, during my time as an athlete, they used to place great emphasis on academics. Nowadays, it seems as though bringing more revenue, bringing more money to the schools through sports have taken center stage. I want to bring back the academic requirements for athletes in order for them to play sports. A recent report was published by graduates from Baker University that many teachers in our district, right here in Miami-Dade, have been compelled to change grades for athletes in order for them to play, especially at University of Miami, at Florida State University, at University of Florida. Many teachers are forced to change grade for football players, for tennis players, for basketball players, in order for them to play, because the sports bring great revenue for the schools. So in my recent meeting with the teachers union, we have agreed that schools should insert a new clause in teachers' contract. So in that contract, under no circumstances should teachers be forced, talked to, or have a meeting in which they have to change grades for an athlete that is not performing academically. And last but not least, the last issue I want to address is student class sizes. Many times teachers have been forced into having an over the limit class size But per state standards in the state of Florida, there are limits in all class sizes for elementary, middle, and high school. Now, the state of Florida is the third largest school district in the United States. So of course we do have a lot of students in our classrooms. But at the end of the day though, as parents, we have to be concerned about how many students are in each classroom. In elementary, the required limit is 15 to 17 students. And middle school is between 22 to 25 students. And high school is between 25 to 30 students. Because it has been proven that the less students we have in the classroom, the more teacher-led instruction that can take place, the more teachers have one-on-one interaction with the student, and that yields greater academic results. So once again, these are the three key issues I wanted to address in this community, because we have our sons. I have my son that goes to schools in here. I'm sure all of you guys have kids that goes here. So if you have any questions, I would like to take them right now, please.
I do have a question. What can we as parents do if we find out that our child's classroom is past the required limit?
Wow, very good. That's a very good question. One of the first things you should do as a parent is to talk to your principal. I would recommend that you try to set up a parent-teacher conference, not with the teacher, but with the principal, because he or she is the only one that can control that. And also make sure that you let them know that you are aware that the state of Florida requires that the students in elementary school, what the class sizes should be, students in middle school, what the class sizes should be, and students in high school, what the class sizes should be. And if at any time after you express those concerns and the principal refused to address this issue, then I highly suggest you call the school district, or you can even report that to your state legislatures to address that issue. So that was a very good question. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question too.
Yes.
What are schools doing about cyberbullying right now?
Wow. Sadly enough, schools right now in Miami-Dade County are not doing that much. We have counselors every now and then that go and talk in classrooms with teachers and students about cyberbullying, but we don't really have a class about cyberbullying. We don't have any class that are teaching the students the proper use of electronics. We don't have any class that's teaching the students how do you properly use Facebook, how do you properly use Instagram, because now the students resort into these to cyberbully other kids. So honestly, right now, we have few counselors that go in and talk into classrooms, but the issue is still at large. So nothing is really being done to address this fundamentally. So I think, like I said, as I proposed, I think there should be a class set up at each grade level, at each stage in the child's life. At elementary school, they should have a requirement to take that class. At middle school, they should have a requirement to take a cyberbullying class. And also, in order to graduate high school, they should also be required to take a cyberbullying class. And not only to take it, but to pass it, to understand the skills that they teach in that class and to apply it in real life. Okay? Any last question?
I do have a question.
Yes.
What if playing sport is the best wonder for the student but can't learn?
Wow. That is another very good question, because that is the current situation for a lot of our athletes, especially at UM, especially at Florida International University. The best thing to do is, at the end of the day, we need to make sure that the student athlete is learning. Okay? So whatever it is, to seek guidance counselors help, to seek tutoring help, we have to make sure students athletes are learning, because athletes are an injury away from the end of their career. So let's say the student is in his first year as a football player and gets injured where he can no longer play football. He needs something to fall back on. So we need to always make sure that the students are learning by any means necessary. Since we don't have any questions, once again, I really thank you guys for allowing me to come to your organization. And I hope the discussions we have here come to fruition for our kids that we have. And once again, thank you so much for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.